So, hey guys, today I want to show you my newest ideas or some concepts about my new data pack I'm working on for Minecraft 1.19. So, as you probably maybe know, I also created the too much items and custom dimensions and more dimensions data pack, and which added some custom tools and some shards and some custom crafting tables, some armor sets, some wands, and so on. And yeah, I recently played Minecraft again and thought it would be a good idea to make a new one for the newest version, use the new possibilities the new game gave us with some commands in the background and so on. I also acquired a lot of knowledge about different languages, which allow me to write more custom features and more functions. So it all starts with items I want to add. So this is the idea, the basic idea, and it expands in different more game mechanics I want to add, and contains a lot of new stuff. So I will also later in the video show some already implemented features on my working data pack. And yeah, so I start with new items I want to add. So these are the resources. For example, enchanted lapis lazuli and crystals. Um, this arrow is wrong. And then fire crystals. And you can get these fire crystals when you follow the lines from stained glass, which will add it to the world generation. So Minecraft will now generate stained glass below some height, and yeah, if you use the starter pack only. And then I need to um, customize the loot tables for some other blocks, for example redstone, lapis and emerald ores and so on, to drop rubies and sapphires and topaz. And also I want to add fruits, but then we will come back to that later. So the enchanted lapis lazuli is dropped from lapis lazuli ore, and it can be crafted using a new crafting mechanic I just added. So I call it the wall crafting. It's kind of inspired from the create mod, which already exists, and I will add more groups of crafting like crushing, smithing, and the 2-bit 3x3 wall grid crafting. And at the moment just there are more crafting recipes, but at the moment just the enchanted crystal, where you need some diamonds and some enchanted lapis lazuli to craft the enchanted crystal. And yeah, of course, in this whole video I will get over all this stuff I will add. So yeah, I'm get forced to really add it. So the enchanted crystal can then be used in some more crafting mechanic I just added. So I added seed crafting, or like magic infusion, or whatever, nature infusion. There we need some wheat seeds and some resources. They come from Minecraft default resources like redstone and lapis lazuli. And then you need the new item, the enchanted crystal, to make enchanted redstone seeds and enchanted lapis lazuli seeds. And these seeds can be used, for example, to grow them and then get back enchanted redstone and enchanted lapis lazuli with also new items. And these resources can be used for some recipes, or as you can see here, also for a new recipe like the enchanted firestone. And therefore you need the fire crystal, which will be dropped from the stained glass, which will be added. So the enchanted firestone, and this enchanted firestone then also could be used for some more crafting for magic bonds or some magic armor sets. Here, for example, I just added one enchanted ruby armor. As you can see, there will be more armor sets. I also already implemented such a mechanic in the other data pack. And this enchanted ruby armor will then be used for some enchanted armor effects. So when you fully rear the enchanted ruby set, armor set, you get the regeneration effect, for example, and with the other armor sets you will get some other cool um, yeah effects or yeah buffs if you wear them. So depending on your playstyle, you can wear different armor sets. And yeah, then get I thought about some more use cases for the enchanted redstone. And if you follow to the two, as you can see, they will be used. So the enchanted redstone and fire crystals, for example, will be used, as you can see here, to the pointing to one, in wands. And wands are some new items I also want to add, and also a new game mechanic, the wand magic, which will add a fire wand, and then you can craft them also using the wall crafting and use them for like weapons. So you can, for example, ignite enemies around you, or freeze enemies around you, or heal your allies around you, using mana, which also already are implemented in some other data packs, and I rework this mechanic and make it more, yeah, better. I guess I just rework it, and it's yeah, working better and faster in the newest version. And then this mana mechanic I added it. This allows players to have a custom mana bar above their food bar. Yeah, which will add mana to the player, and which allow the player to use some different items. For example, the wand magic. And yeah, I also added the explanation how to add mana. So I'm using fonts and use empty Unicodes to make images as yeah, as texture for fonts or for Unicodes, and then I'm able to yeah, create this mana mechanic. And also I added or I'm using the custom model data feature, which was implemented with 1.13, I guess, and to override some iron nuggets, for example, to create all those new items we will use, and or I will use and add. I also already mentioned that I added the wall crafting. I thought about some other ways to use this mechanic, so it's getting yeah, more common to use it. For example, crushing stone, crushing crafting, so it needs a stone on top and on the bottom. In the crafting quicks, you will see it later in the game, and some item in the middle. And if you, for example, use wheat in the middle and stone, you get flour, which is also a new item I will add. And if you're using this enchanted seeds, you or for example enchanted lapis you get enchanted flour, and all these ones are used for different items. For example, the flour is then used in a whole new mechanic. So the cauldron, already in the game, in vanilla Minecraft, Minecraft Vanilla, I mean, and there you go. You can I have added or I planned some new features like cauldron baking, cauldron watering, and cauldron cooking. Of course, the naming is will be different in final versions. So baking is without water and above campfire. Cauldron watering is just in cauldron with water inside, and cauldron cooking is just in cauldron with water and campfire below the cauldron. So, for example, if you throw flour in the cauldron in the cauldron filled with water, you will get dough, and this dough can be used in different recipes. For example, if you bake them, you will get a baguette, and if you use dough and enchanted flour, you will get baguette magique, and this is like a French word for wand. That's very funny. And yeah, you get, if you eat that, you will get some different stats, also receive some mana. So yeah, of course it's magic. It's you get some mana. Also, enchanted flower is will be used to enchant some fruits. So I already mentioned I will add some fruits to some different trees. So this is planned. So for example, the acacia wood or leaves will drop peaches, and birch will drop pear, and so on and so on. This is already this isn't fully implemented. It's just planned. Also, I want to add some cactus fruit or some cactus, some cacti. Um, don't know if this works, so it's displayed like this. And yeah, you can use all those fruits then to enchant them using some normal cauldron cooking. So this mechanic will also be used, and then you can eat those enchanted fruits, and which will be added to get some vitamins. So the vitamins are some is a new mechanic I maybe will implement. I'm not sure about it. I need some I need to make some plans, some better plans, and think about it. Also, there are some German descriptions. Yeah. So it's I will add some food mechanic, which gives you satisfaction and also splits into three groups like fat, carbon, carbs, and vitamins. So these are three new food types. So for example, the fruits give you vitamin if you eat them, and depending how many of those groups you get satisfied if you eat different food, for example. Yeah. You get some boosts, and the saturation boosts they're already in the game, but I with that I mean some like regeneration boost, mana regeneration, defense boost, and so on. Speed, for example, it's like an mobile beacon, but you need to eat different food. I need also make some plans and how to calculate all that stuff, and if how to display it. Maybe I also use this empty char codes or this unicodes to display them like the mana bar, but all those is planned. And I don't know if I really implement it. And also the cauldron cooking, for example, maybe I will add some spices to them. Um, so they will be needed, and to get the spices I also need to customize the loot tables for grass. And if you farm the grass with a sickle, this is a new custom tool I'm implementing. Um, Different biomes will drop different spices, and if you those spices will be used, for example, cooking some meat or making some other fancy food like the Pam's Harvestcraft mod is already known in the modding scene in Minecraft, which I personally like, but it's much work, and I think the work will be useful if you get those saturation boosts, which are kind of inspired by the Terraria boost if you eat some food. So this is the plan for that. The sickle, maybe I'll add some, as I said, some smithing mechanic to the wall crafting. So I just try to use every mechanic in different recipes, so you're getting used to this mechanic, and it isn't just only one recipe. So I want to use the smithing in the wall crafting. So where you need some stones above and some coal blocks and some iron ingot, as you can see here, and then you get the steel ingot, and with the steel ingot you can then craft the sickle, and with the sickle you can then craft you can then gather the spices and cook, make some better recipes in your kitchen. The kitchen is the last idea I had. I'm not sure if I've added. It's just low, kind of high percentage to edit, but I'm just need some more ideas and make some proof of concepts in Minecraft. So I had just idea. I need to check that. I will stream the how to implement this this feature in the future maybe, and then I just plan some meat cooking with the spices, and then I want to use some new crafting station where you can put all those ingredients and then get the meal at the end. So all of this will be added. All those solid lines, definitely I'll add them. The dotted lines, I don't know. And now we can go into Minecraft, and I already, it's my testing world where I test some new features. For example, this one is the feature where I tested the growing I added. So as I already mentioned, I want to grow those seeds. To get those seeds, you will need to, or you can just throw some redstone at the ground and throw some seeds. And as you can see, until if there is some redstone, yeah, this just converts them. At the moment they're just dropping redstone, so I didn't implement that they drop those custom seeds. Using the resource pack, of course, I can change the textures. And if you, for example, place this seed in the dropper, which is at the moment just named dropper, after 10 seconds, you can see the timer at the right, they will just convert or grow into some resources. So these are some magic seeds. I want to add maybe some other stuff which they drop, like the yeah, mind map. You can see I wanted to grow them enchanted redstone and enchanted lapis to further craft them, but at the moment it's just a testing build, and I convert just or I just create redstone, which can then also be used to make some more enchanted redstone seeds. So all the other plans where I just add some new ores to the world, or just customize the loot table. I already did that with the other data pack, so this isn't some new stuff. So this growing mechanic is just new. Also, this mechanic is very, very solid in my words, so it's hard to break. If you have more than one, it just won't grow. If you, for example, grow it and then take it out, it resets the count at the top right. So yeah, of course you can have multiple of those machineries or of those grow tubes. I will name them. You then will have multiple. And yeah, of course they just have different grow times. So if you place it now, and they will grow. So each of the slots will grow individually. Yeah. So each of these seeds has 10 seconds at this recipe. Also will add this. Then here's the small plan for the smithing. I just had the idea to order the steel making, you can call it. It's where you will need some stones to make some pressure, of course, some coal and iron ingot, and then you will craft those. As you can see, I already get some achievements in the chat. Yeah. I also implemented fully the crafting mechanic, the wall crafting. At the moment there it's only one recipe. So you can place those item frames by yourself at any wall as you want to. At the middle you need always a glow item frame, and then you can place those items. And if you place the last recipe, or for example if you make it so, and then you click the middle item frame with a stick, so you need a stick, so you can't, you need a stick, and if you make the stick you get a custom or some item spec. So of course I can change all those items. So I personally load it myself. So yeah, at the moment I just tested it with some enchanted tool, and of course it works also in all directions. So for example, if you place it in the other horizontal direction, it also will work. Future plans are that you can of course make some bigger crafting grids, for example, to make maybe some machinery or some other blocks to craft with them. And as you can see, also the smithing grid is 5 high, just 5 high. Yeah, and the cooking, as you can see, is just implemented here. So you will then be able to, or not be able to, you then need to place some campfire below the cauldron. At the moment, as you saw, they don't require the cauldron to work, but in the future, of course, you need to throw those items and the enchanted lapis lazuli, or to enchant those seeds in the cauldron when using cooking. Here you can see there's some old textures I made for the old data pack. Yeah, they will drop from different ores. I will definitely rework them. I don't know, here you can see some other stuff. So yeah, of course I will also add some custom block textures. As you can see, this is a custom block. It has a very small model, but I also implemented some other some custom blocks at the last data pack, so it's easy to implement them. Of course, I can show it. I have no textures, and this was the last proof of concept type-ish thing. So I wanted to make the kitchen. So it is the plan that you have like a plate texture on top of a block, and then have some custom texture in the block. So it looks like some sweet kitchen. So if you Google it, I have the images from Ames Harvestcraft in my head. There you always need those different cooking types and so on, and I kind of want to get inspired by this feature and maybe add some different mechanic with that. If you have any ideas what I also can add, I didn't want to add or I don't want to add some custom ores, and of course all those you can't really add some custom block textures, so of course you can use it and you can make with some very complicated approaches custom block textures. So for example this one, I can maybe show it. If I place, I need to find the function place tube. So I'm taking advantage of some behavior of the armor stand. So in the background I'm summoning an armor stand, and this armor stand has some items on their head slot, and this items is rendered in some other ways. So of course it's like 0.1 pixel or less larger than the normal block. So of course it will on the top, and it just overrides the texture. Yeah, I'm using this mechanic, and this one is just a smaller model. I just added I put all those custom blocks, so like every block with custom texture needs one armor stand at least, and I don't want to deal with it. I already added something like that, but these need some high processing rates and computing rates, and I didn't want to bother or use this stuff anymore. I maybe add some other mechanics or find a workaround to add some custom blocks. If you have any ideas, hit me up. Would be great. But custom blocks are planned in a huge bulk in the future. So if you have any ideas, like for different fruits or food items which could be added, or some different effects, or some wands that you want to see in the future data pack, or some all-around recipes or items you want to add, you can hit me up. You can also, if you have some knowledge about making some data packs, you can already also hit me up, and we can just make it together. You get the credits, for example, and then you can make textures and recipes, and all of this will take some time. I will stream most of it, I guess, on YouTube, so I'm forced to do it. So I won't throw this project away. So I really want to yeah, work on this and yeah, release it in the near future. But of course, it is much work. I need to make all those textures and yeah, add those recipes and so on and so on. And also, I have some more ideas in my head. Yeah. Okay. So this is it for today's video, I guess. Yeah, hit me up Discord if you have any ideas, questions, whatever, or feedback. And yeah, I hope we will see us in the next video where I can yeah share some new updates on this data pack. Bye.